leading, believing, and working hard.
President Bola Tinubu launches We Are Equal campaign with a promise to work with relevant stakeholders. Federal Executive Council held its 11th meeting at the Presidential Villa. And the National Human Rights Commission releases April 2024 edition of the Dashboard on Human Rights Violations. Hello and welcome to the News Desk at 3 on NTA News24. We are reaching you live from Abuja. I am Mina Daniels. It is a major leap forward for women in Africa and their shared aspiration for gender equality following the launch of the We Are Equal campaign of the Organization of African First Ladies for Development, OFLAD, in Abuja. President Bola Tinubu, while formally launching the hashtag We Are Equal campaign, says his administration is ready to work with relevant stakeholders towards a future where no Nigerian child is excluded from quality education, irrespective of gender.
Believing and working hard, we will follow. Yes, we are equal.
The campaign is a project of the Organization of African First Ladies for Development, OFLAD, aimed at driving gender mainstreaming and women empowerment. Already launched in about 15 countries across the continent with focus on health, fighting sexual violence and other different aspects of life. Here in Nigeria, education is the focus, with alternative high school for girls being positioned as the major anchor for the program. The meeting of the Federal Executive Council is underway at the Presidential Villa. The meeting is being chaired by President Bola Tinubu. State House correspondent reports that before the commencement of the meeting, the President swore in 2 new national commissioners to represent Ogun and Osun states on the board of the National Population Commission, NPC. The Council also observed a minute silence for deceased former Council members who passed on recently. The departed are former Minister of Education, Professor Fabian Osuji, under Abasanjo administration, and Professor Bonnayono, who served as Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation in the immediate past administration of former President Buhari. This is the 11th meeting of the Council under President Bola Tinubu. The National Human Rights Commission has released April 2024 edition of the Dashboard on Human Rights Violations. The monthly dashboard on the state of human rights across the country was created to enable the Commission monitor, investigate and report cases of human rights violations in line with the Commission's mandate. Beyond providing a graphical presentation of human rights situation in the country, the April dashboard also serves as a guide and measurement of progress made by the Commission in promoting and protecting the human rights of every Nigerian. The dashboard shows that 19,417 complaints of human rights violations was recorded across the 36 states of the Federation.
It has never happened in the history of this Commission.
Continue to advocate that the stiffest penalty prescribed under the laws of Nigeria should be meted to whoever is found guilty of rape or defilement.
Also says it will continue to cooperate with government at all levels, the civil society organizations and the media and international development partners to ensure human rights are enforced in Nigeria. The organized labor, made up of Nigerian Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress of Nigeria, is on the move to picket the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission (NERC) headquarters in Abuja, calling for the reversal of current electricity tariff. Organs of the unions converged on the Labour House in the early hours of today and moved to NERC office to picket it. The workers' unions had earlier in a letter written to the Commission jointly threatened industrial action if electricity tariff across the nation is not reversed to 65 naira from the current 225 naira. Leadership of the organized labor directed its members to picket all NERC and TCN offices across the country. And pursuant to the mandate of safeguarding government's critical infrastructures and assets, especially the oil pipelines, is to promote a robust national economy. Hence, the sustained call on oil-producing communities to support security operatives in guarding against oil theft around their communities in the Niger Delta region of the country. Commander Joint Task Force Operation Delta Safe, Rear Admiral John Okeke, made a call after a successful recovering operation of an illegal refining site at Besini community in Yenagua, local government area of Bayelsa State. Danikube Ulolu reports.
Operatives of the Joint Task Force took the bull by the horn to cross the Taylor Creek River at Biseni to locate the forest where illegal refining operation has been going on. Over 50 illegal refining cooking sites and a dug-up pit that can full about 10 trucks were discovered. The commander, Joint Task Force, Rear Admiral John Okeke, said the discovery of illegal refining site is sequel to credible intelligence received by Joint Task Force on suspicious activities taking place at the forest.
Inches pipe, galvanized pipe, connected directly to supply oil line on the road, from where they a lot of funny connections, where they have various arrangement of T connection, multiple connection, where each of the teeth get their supply from a very large dugout underground open pit that can accommodate more than 10 trucks of AGO, but of course holding crude oil, from where they distribute to their cooking sites.
The commander also said that they will not rest until they fish out the criminal elements.
I want to use this media again to beckon on those criminals to kindly, I use the word kindly, relocate and change their business, because we will not relent. We will continue with the ongoing clearance operation.
From all indication, the Joint Task Force is determined to ensure that illegal refinery and crude oil theft is checked. It could be recalled that the command on Thursday, 9th May 2024, clamped down illegal refining site at Okwa West in Abia State. From Biseni in Yenagua local government area of Bayelsa State, Danukume Ulolu, NTA News.
All hope is not lost for Nigeria's quest to develop a verifiable national demography through a generated census data, as the National Assembly is set to work with the executive to ensure the pending National Headcount Project gets a new date with commitment of a hitch-free and transparent exercise. Oluseye Adebo reports that member Senate Committee on Population and National Identity, Senator Dickett Plang, gave the hint at a retreat organized by the National Population Commission for newly sworn-in commissioners and management staff.
Nigeria has over time been faced with substantial demographic challenges, and here, the management of the National Population Commission, NPC, from the 36 states of the Federation and FCT, joined by the members of the Senate Committee on National Identity and Population, wants to critically stray standard operational procedures in generating demographic data for national planning purposes.
and comprehensive population data in the fabric of effective governance cannot be overemphasized. And our presence here today signifies a collective dedication to these values. The Commission is contending with a rising national and international expectation for accurate and relevant data for the purpose of planning and policy making against the backdrop of dwindling resources. This retreat, therefore, offers practical solution on repositioning the Commission for optimal performance.
The retreat is unique and timely. I am optimistic that it will contribute to the efficient management of men and resources in the Commission.
Immediately after the training, I have to go back to the state to make sure that I also cross-check based on the presentation that I've done here. All those things are in place in my state.
Continued advocacy to mobilize resources required to execute a new national head count for Nigeria, first time in 18 years, tops resolutions as the day one of the retreat. Olusheye Adiagbo, NTA News.
And 14 out of the 24 students of the Confluence University of Science and Technology, OSARA, who were kidnapped last week, have been released. Kogi State Commissioner for Information and Communication of OSARA students. He says efforts are in top gear to rescue the 10 students remaining in captivity. Lydia Sampson reports.
Gaston Good Morning Nigeria are emphatic that laudable as response and release of the 14 OSARA students is, prevention of insecurity is key. The guests decried talking often after the act.
We know the intention of these outlaws is to ensure that they scare people away from going to school, but we would encourage them by putting up, by upgrading our security architecture around our institutions, our citadels of learning, to ensure that the confidence of students to go to school is not in any way affected.
What you need to do is to be able to build adequate intelligence. And if you go to Osara, you find in some locations there, because these guys are in the bush, you find 100 telephones. Somebody is charging it for them. You go down, you find a market. These people come. So when you find some people that their livestock suddenly increase, you should, create an awareness.
Mitigating insecurity, they acknowledge, cannot be left to security agencies alone. They reiterate the need for proactive community-driven strategies.
The community should have the security agencies being chased, as well as the security agencies also should chase the community, so that there will be an interwoven strategy to ensure that partnership and collaboration is put in place, not always to be doing what is being called as after-action review.
We need to address the issue of security. We must accord it maximum priority, and we must fund it adequately. We must not give it a percentage and, because if we have security, other things, as I said, will just be in place.
With the CCTV of the school off before the attack, fishing out the culprit, continuous monitoring, introduction of security drills, and early warning mechanism, the guests say must be maximally prioritized. They also suggested improved coordination and synergy amongst all security agencies and stakeholders. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
This is the news at 3 on NTA News24. More reports after this break.
From the creeks of the Niger Delta to the breathtaking scenery of the plateau, in noonday and nighttime, we set out to bring to you captivating stories that evoke your emotions. For fascinating documentaries and reports on day-to-day issues with expert analysis, tune in to NTA News24, DSTV Channel 419, GoTV Channel 26, StarTimes Channel 101 and 433, and Free TV Channel 703.
glad to have you back. And the Nigerian Football Federation officially unveils ex-Super Eagles winger Finidi George as new Super Eagles boss. And world record holder Toby becomes fastest woman in the world at the Jamaican Athletics Invitational after running a world lead of 12.40 seconds. Let's now join our sports desk for details.
Former international Finidi George has been unveiled as Super Eagles head coach. The unveiling ceremony took place on Monday. The unveiling is expected to kickstart the 50-year-old's reign in charge of the Super Eagles. Finidi was previously an assistant to former handler of the team, Jose Pesero. The former Ajax and Real Betis winger worked with Pesero for 20 months. His first game in charge of the three-time African champions will be against the Bafana Bafana of South Africa in June. The 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying fixture will hold at the Gottlieb Pabio International Stadium, Uyo.
World record holder, world champion in 2022 in Eugene, Oregon, Toby Amusan.
Toby Amusan ran a world-leading time of 12.40 seconds to win the 100 meters hurdles at Saturday's inaugural Jamaica Athletics Invitational in Kingston. The world record holder claimed the win ahead of Danielle Williams, the world champion who ran a season's best of 12.46 seconds, and American Christina Clemens, who was third with 12.54 seconds. The Nigerian has now taken over the world lead from American Tonya Marshall, who had a run of 12.42 seconds in late April. Amusan's latest win comes 2 months before the Paris 2024 Olympics.
Set position. And now they are sent away. It's a good start from Nia Ali. She is the world leader at the moment. As a response from Daniel Williams, but Toby Amusan on the outside, the world record holder clinches it on the line. 12.37. Toby Amusan delivers in Jamaica.
In the NBA, reigning NBA champions the Denver Nuggets secured a 115-107 win over the Minnesota Timberwolves to level their Western Conference playoff semifinal series at 2-2. Nuggets center Nikola Jokic scored 16 of his 35 points in the fourth quarter, with Aaron Gordon adding 27 points and Jamal Murray ending Game 4 in Minneapolis on 19 points. Anthony Edwards led the overall scoring on Sunday with 44 points in total for Minnesota. The series goes back to Denver for Game 5 on Tuesday.
And that is all she wrote. Jokic will run it out. 5 teams have come back in the best-of-7 series after taking a deficit of 0-2 when losing both at home.
And of course, joining us in the studio for more on an unveiling of Super Eagles coach is Jacob Oyekale. Good afternoon, Joseph. What is the immediate task before new Super Eagles coach Finidi George?
Good afternoon, and thanks for having me. Finidi George, his career as a player, I think between 1991 and 2000, he proved himself to be very. He played for clubs in Nigeria such as, moving to Europe, he played for Ajax Amsterdam, where he won the most prestigious cup in Europe, that's the UEFA Champions League. From there, he moved to Real Betis, and from Real Betis to England, where he played for Ipswich Town before moving to Mallorca. So, and as a coach, one of the things he has done that has impressed anybody most is that he came back to the domestic league to prove his mettle with Enyimba and winning the Eagles of Nigeria. He has gone to the Nations Cup, he has gone to the World Cup, he has even won the Nations Cup, and he has played at the highest level in Europe. So he knows what it takes. With this, he should bring to fore his wealth of experience as a player, combined with that he has as a coach, to bear. And
what would your advice be to him if he must succeed?
Already we have been complaining about the performance of the Super Eagles under foreign coaches, both Gennett Rowe and Poseru. So we expect to see the Nigerian football from Finidi George. We saw, an epitome of that when we played against Ghana, where the Eagles fly from the wing, where they attack from the wing, where they run riot on their opponents from the wing. So we expect to see that from Finidi George, him being one, as a player when he was a player. So we expect to see more. My only skepticism